Descendant. I'll operate the furnace and start the inversion furnace sequence. Follow the directions laid out in your receive and get to the furnace. The Vulgus forces will come after you, but there's no time to lose. You must move quickly.
Guide, I've heard that the inversion process releases an enormous amount of energy. Can you guarantee that the units that enter will be safe without my barrier?
If we can escape while the Ironheart is still in the inversion furnace, the Descendants will not be exposed to the energy. Our biggest problem is the Vulgus commander leading the fortress defense. If they appear, they will delay everything, lowering our chance of success.
Leave that to us. I'll blow them up no matter how strong they are.
Operating the furnace. Do they know about the inversion furnace? They must believe they can destroy the fortress by overloading it. How futile! Close the partition and stop their advance. Once I've resupplied, I will hunt them down myself.
The Vulgus are stalling. We can open the partition by disconnecting the power. Fortunately, they are unaware of our true goal. They believe that we are only here to destroy the fortress.
However, if Jaber's jamming signal is disrupted, they will discover everything. We must complete the operation before that happens.
my shield.
Have communications with Master Corel not been restored yet? There's no response from Agios either. However, Master Corel doesn't need to know why the scum are headed to the inversion furnace. A dead descendant says nothing. Send our forces to the Ironheart lab. We will fight the Descendants there. This is your opportunity to distinguish yourselves in battle. Eliminate the vermin. I don't want to meddle with Master Krell's accomplishment. But Aemon can rebuild it. You vermin will not have it your way.
Descendant, it's too late. The enemy is fighting back. If they destroy the control system, I cannot continue the inversion process. We must stop them. I've located the core facility necessary to activate the furnace. I'll try to gain control of it. Then we can be sure that the inversion operation remains viable.
Guide, have you stopped the enemy from destroying the system?
I have accessed the core facility and am installing the system. Once I have completed this, I will be able to activate the inversion furnace. But
But?
the automation system has been damaged by the enemy. In order to finish the inversion process, I must operate the furnace system manually.
Wait. That means...
Someone has to be left behind at the furnace.
I'm coming now. I'll take care of it.
Ajax, you're not thinking straight. We can't hold the defense line without you.
Shield down.
If it falls, we'll all fall to the Vulgus.
Damn it.
Descendant.
Shield at 0%.
What do you think? Descendant? inform everyone that we will proceed with the operation.
What do you mean? You're going ahead with the operation?
She has a point. We've come too far to give up. We have to protect the defense line. If we fall here, it'll be all over for the guys at the furnace.
We'll really have to steel ourselves for this.
That is the inversion furnace. When you are ready, I'll remove the Ironheart from the arcade. I will be with you until the end, Descendant. Inversion sequence activated. Initiated Ironheart overload. Descendant, as we overload and destroy the Ironheart, you will experience anomalous events in the area around the furnace. It seems this energy is very similar to void erosion. Be careful. Getting closer can be dangerous. But you cannot place yourself too far from the furnace either. I need a Descendant's arcade to control the furnace system.
Only these vermin have an iron heart, and an inverted iron heart protect. All units, stop the inversion furnace. Master Corral must be informed. Restore communications immediately.
Ironheart mass reduction. 30%. The heart is overloading. It's getting more intense. Void erosion is also increasing. Be careful.
The defense line is collapsing. More Vulgus forces are heading to the furnace.
They have enough to worry about over there. We have to step in.
Reduction 60%. Descendant, watch out for the fallen fragments of the anti-materialized Ironheart.
They are inverting the inverted Ironheart. Are they trying to destroy it? So that's what they were intending all along. Not on my watch.
Damn it! The defense commander has broken through the line. He's heading your way.
Levick, cover me. I need to help Ajax.
Don't worry about me. Go help the furnace.
This heat? Yes. I was made for this place, wasn't I? I will protect Master Corral the Company. You are going to clip off!
Descendant, the Vulgus has activated an emergency shutdown of the inversion furnace. We cannot complete the overloading sequence until we remove this final safety measure. Defeat the Vulgus and deactivate the final safety measure. Deactivation of safety measure. Pending. Descendant. Destroy the Iron Heart.
energy of the Iron Heart in the fortress. Corel, it appears that the Iron Heart has been destroyed. situation?
We've confirmed there has been a massive explosion at a critical fortress. The Iron Heart appears to be destroyed. But I can't locate the Descendant signal. Descendant, please respond. Descendant!
Descendant, can you hear me? The Iron Heart has been destroyed. Thank you for believing in me. Now no one can alter the balance of Ingress. However, Ingress still needs you.
Arcade signal detected in the void dimension. This signature is... It is the Descendant's arcade.
Seneca, confirm the coordinates. Engaging emergency transmitter. Initiating transmission. Descendant life sign detected. I repeat, Descendant life sign detected. Ironheart destruction confirmed. The operation is a success.
Wow! We won!
I knew we'd be able to do it.
This is definitely one for the books. It'll be perfect for history lectures.
The Vulgus are retreating here too! I really thought we were goners for a minute.
It's a shame that the Ironheart we used as bait couldn't be saved.
Hey! We survived! That's more than enough. Do you need information? What about? Thank heavens, Descendant. You're okay. I thought we had lost you. Your chance of survival was close to 0%. I think the destruction of the Ironheart forced a connection to the Void. That's why you were sucked into Void space. Anyway, I'm very relieved that I'm able to personally deliver this incredible news to you. The operation to destroy the Ironheart was a success. The Vulgus forces at each front are retreating. The fact that they've ceased attacking suggests that Corel must have lost a significant strategic target. After being outmatched at every turn, humankind has finally turned the tide in this war. I'm compiling all operation reports, including for the situation at the White Knight Gulch. All descendants that were dispatched there are reported to be fine. Alpha will explain in more detail. Please return to HQ. Oh, just a moment. Speaking as myself, and not as an executive officer of HQ, I'd like to personally thank every descendant. Especially you. You destroyed the Ironheart and prevented an unimaginable crisis. We're all in your debt. Thank you, Descendant, for everything.
Standing by for Operation Descendants who have returned to Albion. Report to HQ.
Good job, Eugen.
You too, Captain. Blair, you'll cook something for us when we get back, won't you?
Of course! We're gonna empty the food stores.
Just get to the point. Good job, everyone. Now,
good job doesn't do it justice. The future of the entire human race depended on this operation. And humankind came together to pull it off. Now, Karel and the Vulgus are retreating. Karel discovered that we had taken the inverted Ironheart and tried to come after us. But he was too late. By then, the heart had already been destroyed. We've achieved this major victory due to your actions, Descendant. I'm very glad that we have all of you and the guide still with us. However, Karel took the Ironheart we used as bait and disappeared without a trace. We're currently using all of our recon assets to search for Karel's flagship, but we do not know what the outcome will be. We have to remember that this war is not over yet. Karel still has 2 Ironhearts. He's probably plotting something even more dangerous as we speak. And there are still Vulgus forces across Ingress. Without a chain of command, they'll be running riot. For now, we're going to focus on our defense at each front and commence an operation to track down Karel's ship and the Ironhearts. Savor this triumph, everyone. Then let's regroup and keep going. From this moment forward, we aim for total victory. I look forward to working together again soon, Descendant.
You have completed one of the sacred missions of the Ancestors, Descendant. I'm so proud of you. However, there is something I must tell you regarding the destruction of the remaining Ironhearts. Come, Descendant. Many people were willing to sacrifice their lives for the final operation, but your courage was exceptional. You risked your own life and destroyed the Ironheart in my place, even though I am merely an AI. If it weren't for you, humankind would no longer be here. But Descendant, there is something I need you to know for the future. As you know, the Magisters wanted the Ironhearts in exchange for the resources and technology that the Magisters provide for humankind. Because we destroyed an Ironheart, the Magisters may threaten humanity due to the breach of that agreement. There may be conflicts with the Magisters in the future, and they may even be less forthcoming with their support. But don't forget, every single one of the Ironhearts must be eliminated from Ingress. As long as you remember that, we can withstand anything that comes. Continue to fulfill your calling as a Descendant and protect the people you love. I will help humanity. I believe in you, Descendant. Your journey is not over yet.
Descendant, I am so glad you're still alive. The hero that saved humankind. I have a favor to request of you. Have you completed preparations? When I located your RK signal in the void, I was very relieved. Losing a descendant such as yourself is like experiencing the apocalypse all over again. I am very pleased to see you again, Descendant. However, the energy generated from the destruction of the Ironheart has sent ripples through the deepest recesses of the void. Unfortunately, this means we're likely to encounter colossi of a completely different standard in the future. However, I still agree with the decision to destroy the Ironhearts. If all the Ironhearts are completely destroyed, the colossi will become oblivious to the Ingress dimension. As closing the dimensional wall is pointless now, the Ironhearts must be removed from Ingress. With the destruction of an Ironheart, it's clear we'll face stronger colossi. But the night is darkest just before the dawn. If we can journey through this dark tunnel together, the future of Ingress will be bright. Until that day comes, I hope you will continue to work with me and fight the colossi intercept battles. As always, I put my faith in your strength and determination, Descendant.
If there's something you need, you'll need to pay.
Descendant, I have heard that humankind has triumphed against Corel. Humans have won many battles over the years, but they continue to lose the war. Until now. This victory has helped to completely alter my perspective on humanity and descendants. Although, you did all destroy the Ironheart. The Council of Magisters won't easily forget the choice made by Albion headquarters. And considering that Magisters are of Vulgus origin, the enemy may be closer than you think. But that's only the stance of the Council of Magisters. Some of the Magisters, myself included, will still root for humanity. I want you to remember that I will continue to stand with you all, despite whatever policy is decreed by the Council. It seems as if you'll need many things from me going forward.